All right, everybody, we are here at the finals
The
of
finals.
the 2015
The big show.
North American Championship for the Star Wars card game. We have John Herr on the left, the previous North American champion from last year.
You're kidding. Finds himself in the hot seat again.
Unbelievable. And his main playtest partner is Matt Coles, the previous winner of the North American Championship. So they're seeing if they can get the triple crown here of national championships. And
Never
on the
been
right,
done before.
we have Tom Melucci. We saw him in the semifinals advancing here with his light side play. We'll see if he can get on top in the dark side. Playing Council of the Sith.
Always counts at the Sith.
Always Council of the Sith.
That card will be here for the rest of our lives.
Until the core set rotates out.
How you guys doing out there in YouTube land or in video
YouTuber land? They can't respond.
Right?
I hope they're doing well.
Hope you're doing well. We got the finals here. It's an exciting time. I'll tell you what, this game has been through so much, Zach. I mean, you gotta just love it for that alone. It's the survivors. Look, it's great. It's very thematic.
It has survived. Survivors, 2 of them out here for John, preventing the first point of damage to the unique Jedi unit, which is going to be really good.
You know what? Hey, let me interrupt you with some nonsense.
Do it.
You know the thing about the Star Wars card game is that the people who love the Star Wars card game love it with just a true passion that is not really seen in a lot of other games, to be honest. I mean, it's like a serious love. It's like if you like Star Wars card game,
you really like it.
You are here for all the events. I see the same guys. They're always winning. They're always just amped about what's going on. And some people really get it, and some people don't get it at all.
It's a very unique game, right? The objective set system, the edge mechanic,
just the flow of the thing.
Flow
is
of the
crazy.
game is wild, and we'll probably see some wild plays here. John doing, unlike Tom, he's starting Jedi, which is worth noting. So he may or may not have any Smuggler's cards in his deck. So we'll see what he does. The Survivors is an incredible objective set.
Well, he's going to play a little resource there. Go to Dagobah.
He's got May the Force be with you as well. A standby for the Jedi when they commit during the Force phase. They can, or at any point actually, basically remove all focus from unit. Leia, love seeing Leia.
She is. That's Ewok Leia, right?
That is, I call her Jedi Leia, but yeah, we'll go Ewok Leia.
Ewok Commander.
Force Leia. Now, John is super known. All right, playing the Ewok. Speaking of Ewoks, she's got her little friend too. Tom gonna force choke. I think he's gonna get rid of that Ewok before shields get into play, which is good decisions.
Man, talk about that's pretty much kind of the fate of the Ewok during a lot. Look at that
Gotcha.
Alt-Art Force Choke. Looks so good up there.
Yeah, that's from the Worlds 2013, and it's a beautiful, beautiful card.
You guys out there watching, come to these events. Come and say hi to all of these people on the screen and the people here talking, Zach and I.
Absolutely.
We'll be there. We're at Nationals and Worlds.
Absolutely. All right, Leia going to swing here. Might as well. You can commit with May the Force be with you. A risk, though, that bureaucrat over there has a unit damage, and a heat of battle or another choke could mean the end of Leia real quick. Although, this is what makes Survivors so good. First point of damage going to be prevented to Leia.
Oh, no way. She must be a survivor after all.
Tough choice here on the block. If you lose this edge battle, that is an Advisor of the Emperor that is out of here.
Boy, that objective set does some work, man. How cool. Is that a twist?
Yep, and John had a, looks like a protection,
yeah.
which would have been good.
Pretty safe.
Protect from that focus token. See what he does now.
This is the mechanic of this game that is not heralded enough, right? Like, I feel like this is a key pillar of the Star Wars card game, the edge battle.
It's the whole game.
A lot of people kind of discard it. It's like, and then there's this thing called, it's like, man, this is a significant thing. Like, this is the benchmark. Like, this is a critical part of the Star Wars card game. We're witnessing it right now. Like the number of possibilities here that could change things either direction is just massive.
Absolutely.
A little loyalist.
Has a 1.
And
oh, man. Tom plays Echoes of the Force. Going to be able to commit or uncommit a unit here. And if he commits Leia, that means Leia's not going to be able to commit during the Force phase to unfocus. And she'll double focus here. Extraordinary play there.
Is that not the kind of play you expect out of a finals from a Star Wars card game?
Not double focusing because the Advisor has to focus Leia. But it's still an incredible play. So now John is not going to get the Force. And Leia's focused down. So no defenders for John. Great play by Tom. And this is the kind of board we didn't see from Adam in the previous game. Tom really has a chance here on this next turn to establish himself and get out in front and be able to handle any of these crazy Jedi
That's so true.
turns.
And turn goes right back to him. And look at this, man. This is exactly what you're looking for. Tom getting it done here.
Yep, Dial's going to go to 3.
But you can't count John Herr out of anything.
No, and
never.
Important to note, John has not lost a game in the top 16. So he's going to have to lose 2 games in a row to not be the North American champion.
Unbelievable.
Tom going to need both.
Tom with his work cut out for him here. Reading Leia. Tom, you know what that card does. You played this game before.
Yep.
You don't get to the finals reading cards, Zach.
It's so important that Tom has the balance of the Force here. Leia being able to she does a damage to an unfocused unit going into the Force phase when your opponent passes conflict. Palpatine!
Oh, there he is, man.
Anyways, Leia being able to do damage, if you have balance, she does 2 damage to something that's unfocused. So if Palpatine doesn't, if he's unfocused, you can just do 2 damage to Palpatine if you have the balance. So we'll see what happens here, but this board is looking phenomenal for Tom.
I also like that Tom sets him in the background there, as the Palps should be. Right?
Not on the front lines hanging. For sure. Also, the beautiful, beautiful alt art from 2014.
I mean, look. So we have the Royal Guard in the discard pile. We had the Force Choke earlier. We have Palpatine now. I swear, if all the cards look like that,
it would be incredible.
Oh my goodness! What are we doing? Who do we need to get on the phone to make that happen?
I don't know. I actually do know, and it rhymes with Fantasy Flight Games. Well,
let's just call up.
Man, you know what I would take?
Company.
I would take a full bleed core set. I'd pay about quadruple for that bad boy.
At least, if not more. I don't know what I'd do for a full bleed core set.
I imagine for you a full bleed Netrunner core set would be
it would be a disaster.
It would be a disaster.
Financial circumstances.
All right, going to do the damage here from Leia to the Bureaucrat, getting rid of him. And now, see, this is still a vulnerable position, and part of the risk of playing a unit like Palpatine.
You really need to make it to the next turn.
Yes.
Where you can kind of
really establish it.
Establish your board.
Now, Tom here doing something interesting, which is choosing not to commit Palpatine to the Force. And I think it's very smart. By not committing him, you're ceding the Force on this next turn, but the odds of John getting like a Yoda out or a Luke on this turn and using May the Force with you just to keep the Force so high, and you're probably going to block with Palpatine. What you're really protecting against is Seeds of Decay. So if Palpatine's committed, then Seeds is on. All your opponent has to do is attack, play a Seeds, and then Palpatine's locked down. But in this case, you're going to have to do a little more work to get rid of old Palpy.
And really, that's what you're looking for in any card game. Or any game in general. Just make your opponent do more work than we want to do.
Owen Lars coming in. 0 cost, limited. Choosing to use the action, shuffle himself back into the deck. Next Jedi card, -3.
Incredible card, man.
It's like a holocron that goes back into your deck, ladies and gentlemen.
Owen.
What is this?
Owen, you crazy.
He is limited, so it's going to be John's
one,
limited.
Though, didn't he?
0.
It costs 0.
0 for 3. Yep. All right, let's see what he does. It smells like I want to run if Luke for 1.
The old
for
Luke.
1.
I remember I saw that Luke back in the day when I popped open my core set.
Yep, he's still incredible. And Owen Lars bringing in Luke is about as thematic as it gets.
It is, isn't it? Just like you have Palpatine over here with Royal Guards and some troopers hanging out.
Yep.
I mean, it's like, if there's one thing that's been accomplished, it is this theme. There's a lot of things that look a lot like Star Wars happening every time I watch this game.
That is what it should look like.
As a humble observer of the Star Wars card game, not having the bandwidth to
play every game all the time.
Destroy you at it as I would with any other game, Zach.
Yes, that is exactly what would happen. I am sure of it. John has 4 resources here. I think we're going to conflict. This is wild. Just going to take the Force with Leia, saving Luke to block.
These guys are
now,
competitors.
This is what's awesome. So I think John's actually running 2 of the Leia objective sets in his deck. And once you have Leia out, if you have the Force, it's a problem.
Well, it appears that Tom has a problem on his hands then.
He does have a problem, because if you pass conflict right now, right? So John has 4 resources open, and I'm going to just imagine the scenario with me.
All right, I'm closing my eyes.
If you don't play a Protector as Tom, and you pass to the Force phase, Leia triggers does 2 damage to Palpatine. Then let's just pretend that John has the other card in Leia's objective set that's awesome, which is Leia's Command, 1 cost event. Passing into conflict, do 1 damage to every unfocused unit and objective on your opponent's side of the board.
You telling me Palpatine's gone?
Palpatine would be gone. The Advisor would be gone. Anything else that has 1 health on the board from Tom here would also be gone. So, Protector important, and also Leia is just going to do 2 damage to Palpatine if you don't play Protector. So you got to attack with Palpatine. That's my money. That's what you have to do here.
Yeah, this just looks wild. First of all, the question, does John have those things? And second, does Tom have the things that counter the things that John might have?
That's how, Executor.
We'll just play the Executor.
Okie dokie, ladies and gentlemen.
Who cares about anything else? Just play the big ship. Play the big ship.
That's crazy.
Is Tom going to make it out of here? Is he going to get away with this?
He might get away with it, yeah. And so this is crazy. Like, not a Protector is not coming. So I'll be curious to see if Tom attacks with Palpatine here. He chose not to commit, which is the smart play to protect Palpatine. And now in my mind, you know 2 damage is coming. You absolutely have to attack with Palpatine.
You go on the offense.
You have to
lock
attack with
them down.
Palpatine. Going to conflict. Let's see if he does it. Oh,
Push him forward, Tom.
John is so ready for this Leia's command. I feel like he's got it.
Push him forward, Tom.
Come on, Tom. Come on, Tommy boy.
Push him forward.
Attack.
Come on, Tom.
Come on, Tom.
Come on, Tom.
Tom, I want you to attack.
Come on, get him up there.
Gonna
He's
pass the
going
force.
to
Oh no, John's doing it. Leia's command. Oh my God. Game over. Oh wow.
It happened.
Oh, the depravity. Oh man.
No.
Ah, shoot.
Tom.
And now Tom can't even take the force because he's only got 3 icons. Oh. Wow. And that is how the Jedi take control of a game. We'll see what John does on this next turn, but I've got a feeling it's not going to go poorly.
Leia's command comes through here and just wrecks. Now, okay, here's so let's roll the tape on this. I think Tom was reading that Leia. Now, that's important, all right? Keep that in mind.
Leia.
Because to me that says perhaps Tom is not as familiar with the subjective set as he should be.
As he ought to be.
And Leia's command just slipped his mind.
And it's easy to forget, too, that Leia's going to get to do 2 damage when you have balance. That's just a brutal exchange. Really unfortunate.
Well, luckily, John, following up with just some boring resources, let me catch my breath here, because I won't be able to take much more there.
Yeah, that really is a boring turn. We have a Sullen Sympathizer and Twi'lek Loyalist. Man, it could have been so much better, but that Twi'lek Loyalist having the tactics is going to be a problem for the Executor. Exactly. Executor is going to have to block to do anything. Otherwise, he's getting focused down. And then I got a feeling we got a tag team Leia coming up to really lock down that
this is
Executor.
Nuts.
Yep, this is board control.
Holding on to my drawers.
101.
That Loyalist just sneaking onto the Devastator and taking the wheel.
Blowing up, but it'll work. That is a great way thematically of saying that. Sneaks onto the Executor and
gets caught but accomplishes the mission, you know.
Distracts
keeps him busy. And then disappears all Obi-Wan Force style.
Tom really caring about this edge battle, which I don't think you actually care about.
I think he's going to get rid of those liaisons in his hand.
All right. Executor killing the Loyalist like a boss. And this is just brutal. John's going to be able to attack with Luke, remove a unit, attack with Leia, focus on the Executor if he wants to. And this is Jedi control, right? 3 damage here.
Council of the Sith. Targeted strike out there.
There goes the unit, and I think Leia ultimately attacks here to lock down. Yeah, there it is. Locking down the Executor.
Well, look at this opening here. John just taking huge advantage of it.
Yep. And so looking into Tom's next turn, right, Leia's going to be able to do 2 damage to anything unfocused that you're passing with because he has balance at that moment. So Tom's going to have to play very specific cards to even have blockers going into the next turn. It's kind of the Jedi lock happening right here.
It's so true.
Luke unfocusing. Luke and Leia, a deadly pair. Because if you attack, Luke can block and do damage to you, and if you don't attack, Leia can just do the damage to you. So you pretty much die either way.
What are we? Hey, what's the episode 7? So, prepare me for what's going on here. Is this how many years after episode 6 is this?
Episode 7 is like 30 years after, which is about how long it's been since the movie.
Right. Oh wow, that's so.
The actors are about that old.
That's so crazy.
And recently, a new teaser is Force Day. It's September 4th. Happening. Probably happened by the time this is up. And just all sorts of Star Wars.
And we've been told, if anybody's not afraid of exploring Episode 7 content in these games,
that is what we've been told.
That is what I've gathered from just feeling it out over there. Can't be more excited about new Star Wars new canon.
Yeah.
New content, new canon, new things to get obsessed with.
Yeah, and spoilery, new X-Wing starter, Episode 7. I don't know if it's official or not, but I think there's leaked images going around online, so I can only imagine if we start getting new stuff in the card game.
New core set?
An Episode 7 core set would blow my mind.
Oh, goodness.
Too much. I want Rey and Kylo and Finn, and I guess old Han. Not really.
I don't know who these people are.
Well, you will.
I'm not a true Star Wars fan, I guess.
Yeah, you'll know. by December when it comes out. All right, Tom playing a couple guys here.
This is a pathetic board, though.
Yeah, it's really...
This is just not... There's no sizzle on this board here. Tom knows it.
Leia going to kill the advisor there. He's going to take the force. He's got a blocker. And now we're seeing this. This is like a case study in how to not win as dark side the past 2 games.
Right.
Where you just get in these positions where before you would have these menacing boards and have Palpatine, and now light side just has options to deal with you.
Well, so we have to. Tom's got to make that Palpatine attack. That's where we are, right?
Yeah,
that's got to happen.
Tom makes a Palpatine attack. You stack 3 focus, probably on Leia. You take the force with the Executor. You have force. You don't take the damage from the force. You have a blocker. You don't lose Palpatine, and life goes on. But
yeah, tough. I mean, there's a lot to consider. It's not necessarily, I would say, down the line the wrong call. It just depends on is that command there, and what's going through Tom's head.
And honestly, so I'm a huge fan of the Mara J objective set. A lot of people play Saris in place of it, but the extra protectors in the deck. If Tom had been able to play a protector there, it would have been a big deal. Although Palpatine wasn't committed, so Mara J's protectors wouldn't have done anything. But Aurora Guard that we saw Tom pitch to the edge battle would have saved the whole situation.
So true, yeah. Protect. You've often told me protect is the most important keyword in this thing. Maybe the most important ability in the entire game.
Yeah, and it
goes a twist.
It boils down to board control. 4 on Jarek to Seed's going to lock down the blocker. Brutal. But yeah, protect just allowing board control or board maintenance, not losing your board, both directions, super important. And board control is a huge element of this game. You only get so many resources, right?
Yes.
Like, you start with 4 typically, and you don't... There's only so many turns in a game of Star Wars.
Really, building resources does not really last that long. This is not a 20-turn game where you can get a supreme advantage by over time accumulating more things than your opponent.
You need a certain amount of it, right? Like, to get Palpatine out, you have to have 6 open, but I
always think, you just need enough resources to enable your ideal hands to function.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that's usually around 6 or 7 for a good amount. And some decks, I've seen decks that run on 4. I mean, they just drop 1, 1, 2.
I think the Jedi can run on 4. All right, so Tom down 2 objectives and 2 on his third.
So 3 damage and this game's over.
Absolutely. And John has units galore.
Now, is there a card that just discards all focused units? Because that would be great for Tom right now.
There is not that card, unfortunately.
Maybe fortunately for the game itself. We don't need a Valley.
We do know.
Well, now Luke's on focus now, too.
We do know that Force Storm is in Tom's deck. 4 costs, do 2 damage to all unfocused, uncommitted units in the board. That would not help with Leia here because she's committed, or the Wolfman, which is smart on John's part to have a couple units committed. But that's really, I think, his only reset style card in the whole deck. Vader Force Choke Chain would also be okay.
Well, I haven't been terribly impressed with the Executor's performance here, right? It's not doing much for how much he paid for it.
Yeah, there's a few things. I mean, if you could see an aggression here, that would be pretty good for you. You need another unit besides the Executor out before you do that. Liaison being one of them there that I saw. There's some play here. I think Tom is certainly not out, but it's a uphill struggle from here, especially with those 2 stinking survivors just preventing damage to John's mains.
Yeah, wild, man. Wildcats. And you guys say mains, that means the main characters. That's what you're talking about?
You guys, like we're some breed of
Well, I mean,
person.
Everyone who talks about this game at a high level is
it's just
talking about mains.
The main characters. Main characters of the story, in the game, in the deck, whatever you want to call them. It's Luke and Leia and Han and Obi and Vader and Palpatine.
So let me do a quick, make sure I've got it. Wolfman, not a main.
Not a main, you passed the test.
Luke Skywalker is a main.
Yeah, although that sympathizer might make the list.
It's because it's so good, right?
No, it's just, it is good. It's good. It's a resource and it has an objective damage, which the Jedi need.
There's not early on in the trilogy, not a whole lot of Rebel sympathizers, really. Not enough to be called mains.
That's kind of the idea, right? It's a
rebellion. Right?
How'd that work out for you in episode 5, Rebels? We don't talk about 6, just so we're aware.
We don't talk. I was watching 6 just the other day. You actually let me borrow those. I need to give those back. But I remembered nothing of that movie. It's like I'd never watched it before. I know I've seen it a few times.
It's a pretty good little movie.
Well, it's pretty okay, but it's not Empire.
That's correct.
That's the one that I remember. In fact, every Star Wars movie, all the memories I have is pretty much just from Strikes Back.
Yeah, it's the snow on Hoth and this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Although one thing, pretty strong rumor. This is a board here. So Sate there letting him get an event out of his discard pile when he comes into play and leaves play. Liaison, going to let him have a sacrifice to do damage with Executor. We also have a Protector, which is going to help you against Leia here. And not the worst play. Going to go ahead and sacrifice.
Look at the top card of John's deck.
Showing it to the camera.
Thanks, John.
It's one of those trainings. I think it's a good one, actually.
All right, then using the Executor ability, do one to the Wolfman.
Yep.
And then we're going to force choke the Wolfman.
Yep.
Seems fair enough.
Now, passing conflict. Leia's going to trigger. Oh, man, Leia's command. Get
Another
out of
Leia's
Funky
command.
Town. Ah,
Another
that's the
Leia's
worst.
command. It's another Leia's command.
What are
we gonna do here, guys?
Leia going to do 2 to the Protector.
What are we going to do here, guys?
See you next week.
I
Oh,
hope you guys out there are as wild as we are here. My goodness.
all right.
What is happening?
Sate going to take the Force. That's a good thing for Tom, but
So he's got 2 blockers. That's more than I've seen.
this is double the blockers
But what? You need 3 damage on that thing?
on that particular objective.
And if you threaten 5 on the others, then now you got to start defending. It gets weird.
Kind of a problem. And John has no shortage of resources.
I'll tell you what, the most stressful part about this game is whenever you are aware that there's a way to win and you just have to figure it out.
You just have to
and
do
you're
it correctly.
It's the finals. It's like, man, I've got the units to do it, and I just have to figure out the order and the correct way. That stuff drives me insane. Man.
Another, I think, incredibly big part of the Yoda.
Well, that makes it easier.
Incredibly important part of this game. By the way, Yoda right now, I think, swinging for 8 unit damage, so he could technically destroy the Executor.
I love the idea of Yoda being on the Executor and just lighting it up.
Getting it out.
Just taking that lightsaber to the control panel and jumping out.
But yeah, the order of conflict and the way you do it and what you're putting in the edge battles, that's really one of the biggest skills of the game, and knowing when to attack, what to attack with, and in what order.
It honestly, it feels it's a little bit more complex version of how I feel when I play Thrones in the challenges phase, right? It's like, I gotta kneel this guy, so he has to choose to kneel that guy or not, and then I get this benefit and these kinds of things.
So the Xi'an training there, when the unit would be dealt damage, you can focus the enhancement to deal that damage to another target unit instead.
Any target unit, not a friendly, but any target unit.
It's like you're sending the blaster back at it. It's really good. Creates some problems. Like if Executor does 3 damage to Yoda, he can focus the enhancement, do 3 to Sate.
Wild cards.
Gotcha.
All right, so what's John's play here? I have a feeling he can win this game right now.
Yeah, I think John's play is...
This is a test. It's a quiz. You're playing this game. What do you do?
I send Yoda, Leia, and Luke at...
The biggin?
You either send all 3 at the biggin and think you can win the edge battle with the cards in your hand, or you send Yoda at something else just to lock down Sate so that he can't tactics you out of the game. But I would be tempted to just go all. Because Sate only has 1 tactics. So, all right, Yoda going maybe solo. All right, Yoda going at
doing
fall.
the solo,
So he's
going to the top.
most importantly than anything, he's dividing Tom's cards over 2 edge battles.
Yep.
And so it's also putting Tom in this weird position. If Tom blocks with Sate, loses the edge battle, Yoda kills Sate, focuses Executor, game over. Or if Tom blocks with Executor blocks, Tom wins. Or if John wins Tom has to win this edge battle.
Sate comes in. Tom's got to win it.
Now
John knows it.
He really needs to win it.
3-2. There's the 3rd card. Goes in from the objective itself. That leaves 2 in Tom's hand, 1 in John's hand. And is Tom going to play another? Oh, he plays it. There's 4. What do we have?
3. Oh, man, Vader, all kinds of stuff. Protection on Luke. Gonna be real good.
All right, so Yoda's kind of getting sacrificed to the... So he's got to be focused, right? Or he's just going to lose the... Actually, no, he's going to have to think about this.
He's got to focus Yoda, because...
Otherwise, he focuses the Executor,
and then
right?
it's game over.
And then the game is over.
That is correct. Although, ideally, there's not a shield on Luke, and you focus Luke. So Tom did win the edge battle. Xi'an training going to do damage over to Executor. And...
yeah, deflects it on over. Comes back in. And so this gets tough.
Now what's Leia going to Executor
Leia
Ives.
goes Executor Ives.
And that is the game.
So basically we're looking at Executor blocks. It doesn't matter. Then Luke swings in, and with the other guy, swings in and kills the last one, right?
Absolutely. And that's how it goes.
There it was. See, that's the right thing. And we didn't have it. We didn't
Yep.
even, we would have, if I was watching you playing there, we're like, well, that is where Zach lost. He made a mistake.
And then there it is. So congrats to John on his back-to-back North American Championships.
Incredible, John. Incredible. They
Absolutely.
are bringing it every time. It's time to take it to Worlds, baby.
It is. Worlds is around the corner.
That title is being stolen, Mr. Herr.
Mr. Herr.
Watch
we'll see
out.
What happens. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And we'll catch you on more Star Wars
hey, if
content.
you want to support what we're doing, we got Force tokens as well. That's a little product we make for the Star Wars, compatible with the Star Wars card game. A little set of tokens there. It really helps us out. And we also have Force Pack subscriptions.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you don't have an LGS, or if you're looking for a way to support us and what we're doing, including these videos, that's a great way to do it.
We'll automatically send you your packs and your deluxes.
Get to send you your packs and your deluxes. You don't have to do anything. Just open the door and say, oh my gosh, a package.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
Thank you guys
guys.
for watching.
We'll see you later.